triangles and trying to find the relationships between elements of them. Isosceles means that you have two congruent sides, two congruent angles. So these angles right here and right here are going to be the same. Those are called base angles. Here and here, and those are the same. The very top angle is called the vertex angle. And for isosceles triangles, if two congruent sides, so see them right there, then you have two congruent angles, and those are the base angles right there. Also, or conversely, if you have two congruent angles, then you're going to have two congruent sides. So two congruent angles, then two congruent sides. So that's the main idea. And we're going to use that to solve the problems below. So for this isosceles triangle right here, you can see up here is 40. This is 11x minus 18. So this side is congruent to this side. So that angle across there and that angle across there are the same. So this angle up here is also 11x minus 18. And from last lesson, we know that the three angles add up to 180. So we're going to use that. Take 40 plus 11x minus 18 plus, we also know that that angle is 11x minus 18 because they're the same. And all those three add up to 180. And then we're going to use some algebra to solve it. So let's see, 11x plus 11x is 22x. Then I've got 40 minus 18 minus 18. That gives me 4. And that equals 180. So bring down the 180. Now subtract 4. And I get 22x equals 176. 22 times x. So since I'm multiplying there, I got to do the opposite and divide on both sides to get the x by itself. And I get x equals 8. All right, so same concept when we go to B. So this side is congruent to this side. So that angle across from it, that angle across from it are the same. So this one and this one are the same. And I've got this vertex angle at the top. So I've got 3x plus 1 plus 2x plus 2. This angle over here is also 2x plus 2. And that whole thing equals 180. So that's how I get started and set it up. Then I have to reduce. So I've got 3x plus 2x plus 2x gives me 7x. Then 1 plus 2 plus 2 gives me 5. And that whole thing equals 180. Subtract 5 from both sides. We've got 7x equals 175. Divide by 7, and I've got x equals 35. So same idea. using angles. So two angles are the same, and you can use that to solve problems with isosceles triangles. All right, looking down at example 2, now we're looking at the sides. So for this one, we can see that these two angles are the same. So the angle across from it and the angle across from it are going to be the same. So we can set those equal to each other. So 3 times x plus 2 equals 24. Those sides are congruent. Those lengths are equal to each other. So now I'm just solving for x. I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. Cancel that whole thing out. And x plus 2 comes down. That equals 8. Then I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. And I'm left with x equals 6. All right. Now in B, this is trying to trick you. You got 3 different sides here, and you got to figure out which ones are related to each other or connected to each other. So this angle is congruent to this angle. So the angle across from that and the angle across from that are the ones that are congruent. So this side is congruent to that side. I should have put that over here too. So these two are congruent, which means I can write them equal to each other. Let's go 9x minus 8 equals 28. Right, and then the 20 is just too much information. I don't need to use it. So if I add 8 on both sides, I get 9x equals 36. Divide by 9. And I get x equals 4. And that is the first set of information on isosceles triangles, or the 2 different types on the first set of triangles that we're going to deal with. So isosceles triangles, 2 congruent sides, or 2 same sides, if that's helpful. As we shift to the next section, equilateral triangles, that means all sides are the same or are congruent. So this is 3 same sides. So if you notice, all 3 are congruent to each other. So what information do we get from that? Similar to above, if 3 congruent sides, then 3 congruent angles. And conversely, if 3 congruent angles, then 3 congruent sides. If you notice, all 3 angles are the same. So now we're going to solve some problems with these. These are kind of easy in the respect that all 3 angles are the same, so you don't have to decide which ones are the same. So you're just going to have 3 of these, and they all add up to 180. So I've got 3 of these, and they equal 180. And I could go 2x plus 32 plus 2x plus 32 plus 2x plus 32 equals 180. Or I could do 3 times 2x plus 32 equals 180 because there's 3 of them. Or I know that there's these 3 angles are the same. It's 180 degrees if they add them up. There's 3 of them. So I take 180 divided by 3, that gives me 60. And that tells me that that angle is 60 degrees, that angle is 60 degrees, and that angle is 60 degrees. So that's going to save me a little bit of work now. And I can use that on any equilateral triangle. So I can now take 2x plus 32, and I know that's equal to 60 degrees. So now I'm just solving for that. So subtract 32. 2x equals 28. Divide by 2. And I get x equals 14. All right, the next problem, very similar. If all the sides are the same, all the angles are the same. So what I can do with this one is I know that this side equals this side, or this side equals this side, or this side equals this side, because all three are the same. This one looks confusing, so I'm going to skip it, and I'm just going to go with these two. So I'm going to set this one equal to this one, and I could have picked any two combinations of these. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to take 3x minus 1 and make it equal to this one. 2 times x plus 4. And I'm just going to do a little algebra now. Got to distribute this, parentheses first. So 3x minus 1 equals 2 times x plus 2 times 4, which is 8. Now I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides to get x by itself. 3x minus 2x equals x. Bring that down, minus 1 equals, bring that down, 8. Add 1, and I'm left with x equals 9. So there you have it. Saved by the bell. And now you have some practice problems on the back. All right. Good.